Welcome to the Rundown. I'm Tyler McLean. Many clubs and extracurricular activities at Rider are working with and around the safety guidelines in order to meet for the fall semester. Let's check in with the Rolling Tones a cappella group on campus to see what they're up to. Here's Jen Bongerzone with more on that story.
Every semester, the Rolling Tones a cappella performs at Rider events and puts together a concert here on campus. But this year, things look a bit different for the group. Because of COVID-19, the group has to practice and perform while still following the safety guidelines the campus requires. Rebecca Ponicello, the group's president, has figured out ways around this so that the Rolling Tones could be just as involved this year as the years before.
So our safety precautions started with us creating a Zoom link that we have for all attendees that either aren't feeling well or can't get to campus, or maybe they're not living on campus. And then when we do rehearse in person, we make sure that everybody is socially distanced. Everybody stays masked the entire time as well, so this way as we're singing, nobody's saliva is going anywhere and can't infect anybody.
Every week, the group comes together to practice either on campus or on Zoom. They use an application called MuseScore in order to organize and learn their music together. This is a simple way for members to review their music anywhere at any time.
So MuseScore is basically a music program where you can download and where you can basically share compositions on that other people make, and especially with a semester like this, it's very useful when it comes to learning the music on your own and when it comes to hearing the parts together, especially like practicing from home. So having to come to practice like through Zoom, like it does help a lot when it comes to learning the music.
The Rolling Tones normally perform at the annual celebration of the lights held outside Moore Library on campus. But this year, they are expected to be performing virtually as the event is now going to be held on Zoom for the Rider community to attend.
There's a difference between performing together live and being able to hear each other, being able to balance yourself in person compared to on Zoom. You're dealing with lagging. Some people just sometimes, you have unstable internet. So the biggest thing is just being able to collectively bring yourself to be balanced with each other. Other than that, I would say the other biggest thing is just not being able to have the same energy that you do singing by yourself on a computer screen than you do when you have, all your friends around you collectively singing together.
Twice a year, the Rolling Tones performs a concert on campus, but this year, unfortunately, they had to cancel their winter concert. Instead, they're practicing and planning for a spring concert in 2021.
So our spring concert will hopefully be outside, just so it's nice and fun, but also as safe as possible, obviously. And we're gonna do some popular songs like Electric Love, which is pretty popular on TikTok right now, and as well as Feel It Still, and just have a grand fun old time.
Auditions for the group are held at the end of every semester. If you are interested, head to Bronc Nation and search the Rolling Tones a cappella for more details. Thanks for tuning in. This is Jen Bongerzone reporting from The Rundown.
Many artists have a global fan base, ranging from the occasional listener to superfans with knowledge on every detail of the musician's life. Boy band fandoms were no exception. Here's Madeline Matichka with a look down memory lane at the Belieber and Directioner fandom.
When artists like Justin Bieber and One Direction were popular in the 2010s, fandoms were on the rise. Thousands of young people would come together, bonded by the mutual love of an artist's music and their lives. The two artists with the biggest fandom communities in the millennial generation were Justin Bieber and One Direction. Many of these fans were so obsessed with the artists to the point that they knew personal details about them and their families. But what exactly is a fandom?
A fandom is like a group of people or fans who are all characterized by having like camaraderie with each other because they all are fans of the same person. The most crazy thing that came out of me being such a big One Direction fan, especially when I was like in middle school, was I ran a Facebook page with these two girls from Florida who also really liked One Direction, and we were like popping.
I think the fans can be really obsessive because it's almost like a competition for these fans to know the music and the lyrics the best. Who knows these artists the best? What are their facts about them? And to be obsessive is to be the best, essentially. So it was just this whole wild thing in the fan base to know the most and to be the most obsessed.
He was born March 1st, 1994 at 12:56 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Before Beliebers and Directioners, the only other time the public had seen something like this was with the Beatles and Beatlemania. But now with the use of social media, fandoms and fan communities are larger than ever.
I would say they more focus on like social media now. Obviously, like when I was a stan growing up, it was more like you just like wear the t-shirts and like have the posters and do whatever. But I feel like now it's definitely more like social media focused, which is a good thing, I think, because like everybody can talk about their like love for like BTS or like the BTS stands. They're like legit. They are fire.
And now with the lack of concerts going on, fandoms are more important than ever as they keep fans connected to one another and their favorite artists' music. I'm Madeline Matichka with The Rundown.
Many artists have been releasing new music coming out of quarantine. One artist has been releasing a lot of new projects for his fans. Now let's turn it over to Nicole Barnata with a story on Shawn Mendes.
Singer-songwriter Shawn Mendes rose to fame in 2012 by posting singing covers and playing his guitar on YouTube and Vine.
Just thinking if I showed up with a plane ticket in a shiny diamond ring with your name on it, would you wanna run away too? 'Cause all I really want is you.
Now, he's breaking the charts for his hit songs, going on tour after tour, winning awards, and enjoying his life as a famous pop star. After a short break from not releasing music due to quarantine, Mendes just recently dropped another hit song called Wonder. With the song release, he also dropped the music video for the song, which has a carefree vibe and is overall beautifully done.
My vocal coach actually started telling me to write manifestations in my journal, and it just changed my life. It really changed my whole world because not only are you seeing it written down on paper, but you're feeling it internally every time you write the sentence.
As he started journaling, this set the whole aesthetic for the song and his new upcoming album, which is also titled Wonder. The album comes out December 4th, and his fans are super excited to see what he has in store. Before the album release, he just announced that his documentary on Netflix comes out November 23rd, which fans have been anticipating for a few years now. This new era for him is already at a great start, and I know I and many others can't wait for everything he has planned for his fans.
The trailer is just like a kind of touch of how vulnerable the entire documentary is, but you also still get that feeling that this is not just all about how amazing it is to be a pop star. There's this real kind of depth of heart in it.
To keep up with everything Shawn Mendes, follow him on Instagram and Twitter, and visit his site, ShawnMendesOfficial.com, or download the Shawn Access app. Don't forget to watch In Wonder on Netflix November 23rd, and keep an eye out for his album Wonder on December 4th. I'm Nicole Bernata, reporting from The Rundown.
This year has been a tragedy, and it's been getting worse for Chrissy Teigen and John Legend after a miscarriage of their son Jack. Taking a month break off of the internet, Teigen is back with us and stronger than ever. Here's Jordan Dreyer with the updates on our celebrity couple.
Morning and prayers go out to celebrity couple Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, who announced the loss of their third child, Jack, due to partial placenta abruption, making Chrissy deliver prematurely at only 20 weeks of pregnancy. Chrissy made an initial post to announce the loss of Jack on September 30th, where she says, quote, "We are shocked and in the kind of deep pain you only hear about, the kind of pain we've never felt before." The couple and their family decided to take some time away from the internet in order to grieve the loss of their son, Jack. After a month of silence, Chrissy shared a personal essay detailing the heart-rending loss they endured. On Tuesday, October 27th, Teigen posted the essay on Medium, telling fans, quote, "Even as I write this now, I can feel the pain all over again." In the beginning of the essay, Chrissy starts by thanking fans and loved ones who have sent them endless love and kindness. She said, "Notes have flooded in and have each been read with our own teary eyes. Social media messages from strangers have consumed my days. Most starting with, "You probably won't read this, but I can assure you I did." Tegan also addressed the backlash she received for posting the initial photos showcasing her in the most vulnerable and saddened state, to which she admitted she demanded John and her mother take. She said, "I explained to a very hesitant John that I needed them, and that I did not want to have to ever ask. I knew I needed to know of this moment forever, the same way I needed to remember us kissing at the end of the aisle, the same way I needed to remember our tears of joy after Luna and Miles, and I absolutely knew I needed to share this story." When Jack was finally delivered, Chrissy recalled herself, John, and her mother saying their private goodbyes as the doctors and nurses showed them his hands and feet before it was time to part their ways. She continues by adding, "More than anything, these photos aren't for anyone but the people who have lived this or are curious enough to wonder what something like this is like. These photos are only for people who need them. The thoughts of others do not matter to me." Thankfully, Chrissy has the infinite love of her husband John Legend, who dedicated a song to Chrissy titled "Never Break" that he played at this year's Billboard Music Awards.
This is for Chrissy.
He later took to Instagram to write a message to his wife that said, quote, "I wrote this song because I have faith. As long as we walk this earth, we will hold each hand through every tear, through every up and down, through every test." On November 2nd, Chrissy and her family made their first in-person appearance on stage at the Joe Biden campaign while John was playing for a quick hello.
I want to send a shout out. Actually, can you come on stage, baby? Hi. I wrote this song.
Hi, everyone. The couple seems to be back in business and ready to take on the world. Even though Jack will not be with them physically, he will always be a part of their family. John and Chrissy, we send you all the love and support during this hard time.
Sam Smith recently released a new album. Danielle Tyson spoke to some Rider students to see how they feel about it.
Sam Smith was born in London in May of 1992 and began singing at a young age. He first hit the charts as the featured singer on the 2012 Disclosure song, Latch, and released his first single, Lay Me Down, soon after. And in 2014, Smith released In the Lonely Hour, his first debut album. Last week, on Thursday, October 29th, Sam Smith released a new album which includes 15 songs and 2 bonus tracks. Like any of his other albums, it is a masterpiece.
Sam Smith's new album is pretty good. I think it's also pretty sad, which is kind of expected from him, but overall it sounds really good.
Overall, I love the album. My favorite song on it is Diamonds because the meaning behind it is super funny, but at the same time you still get the sad vibe as you get from most of his albums and most of his music.
Sam Smith's album is really good. It's really calm. I like calm music. The song My Oasis or Oasis is really good. Talks about being lonely and quarantine, all that stuff, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
The Sam Smith album was dope. My favorite song personally was Diamonds. He's a very versatile artist. He can always switch it up. His tempos can go from really slow to really fast, but his music is something everybody can relate to. So.
Overall, Sam Smith did it again with his new album, Love Goes. This album is out on all platforms, including Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube. Every time he releases something new, it makes me yearn for more.
One of the good things that 2020 brought us this year was the release of Lil Uzi Vert's long-awaited second studio album, Eternal Atake. Here is Casey Maldonado with the full details.
Lil Uzi Vert released his second studio album, Eternal Atake, on March 13th and had great success in the opening weeks. The album features 18 songs, holding Billboard's #1 spot for the first 2 weeks after its release.
I don't know if this is his most popular album, but I do believe that this is his most anticipated album.
Eternal Atake was a solid 10 out of 10. I waited 3 years for the album. I feel like Lil Uzi gets better with every album he releases.
Following Uzi's success of his first album, fans would wait 3 years before the release of Eternal Atake.
His last album being in 2017, his fans were really waiting for 3 years for a new album to come out, and I don't think he disappointed. All of the songs on the album to me were a hit. Can't wait for a concert.
Many songs that featured on Uzi's album hit top charts very quickly and soon became fan favorites.
There's one song on the album that I really love. It's called Chrome Heart Tag. I love the way that it starts up. The beat's really mellow. It really just brings a nice peaceful vibe to you, but also makes you want to party too.
Already. Let's go. I don't ever want to talk about it. I don't ever want to see it. Everybody, they be changing up. Now you see what the cheese do. I understand, charge it to the game. Everybody want to feast too. I put gold all up on my neck.
A popular song that featured on Lil Uzi's new album was Lo Mein.
Live my life too risky. You wanna say I'm doing good. I put up in the fire, let's race. Yes, I stay with some money on me. Only thing in my pocket, big fish. It's amazing to me how my baby pull up.
And I'm just happy that he's getting the success and the love that he deserves.
Lil Uzi Vert's album is currently available on all platforms. This is Casey Maldonado reporting from The Rundown.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's show. I'm Tyler McLean, and thanks for watching.